Dear friends, welcome to yet another installment of Strategic Power. In this video, we will address a serious legal disagreement between the state of Texas and Washington regarding the border with Mexico. According to some sources, this disagreement could impact the stability of federalism in the United States. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so now and turn on notifications so you stay updated. Last Friday, January 26th, the dispute between Governor Greg Abbott of Texas and Washington intensified. The root of this tension lies in the U.S. Supreme Court's decision regarding the barbed wire fences installed by Texas on its border with Mexico to prevent the entry of illegal immigrants. In the Supreme Court's understanding, Texas does not have jurisdiction to implement such barriers, since the federal government, not the states, is responsible for border control and security. However, the governor of Texas challenged this interpretation, going so far as to block the passage of federal border agents with the Texas National Guard, which, under normal circumstances, reports directly to the governor, having received orders to prevent the entry of federal agents. The question that now arises is as follows. If federal agents receive instructions to advance and remove the barriers established by the governor of Texas, and if the Texas National Guard receives orders to prevent this, tensions could spiral out of control, effectively resulting in violence and armed confrontation between federal and state forces. This raises a critical issue. Could this whole situation actually evolve into open conflict? Some sources, especially the more alarmist ones, claim so. However, to reliably answer this, it is essential that we understand the limits and responsibilities of governors in the United States and, above all, who effectively controls the armed forces of each state. In the United States, states enjoy a high degree of autonomy to decide on various issues, from tax and fee-related matters to public safety issues such as the death penalty. However, in certain areas, states are required to follow federal government guidelines, and some specific responsibilities, such as border security and control, fall under the jurisdiction of the federal government. The significant challenge lies in the fact that for some states, like Texas under the leadership of Governor Greg Abbott, the federal government is playing an inadequate role in this area. In fact, when examining the statistics, we find that 2023 was one of the most problematic years in history in terms of illegal immigration. Just in the month of December 2023, the U.S. Border Patrol, the federal agency responsible for protecting borders, detained over 225,000 illegal immigrants attempting to cross the border with Mexico, setting a record. This indicates that hundreds of thousands more illegal immigrants likely succeeded in entering, and that was just in December. When analyzing illegal immigration data during the Biden administration, it becomes clear that these numbers are significantly higher than those recorded during the Obama and Trump administrations. Even in the face of this intense flow of immigrants, Washington, through its federal agency, seeks to prevent states from taking measures to strengthen their own borders, since, as mentioned above, this responsibility lies with the federal, not state governments. In the context of Texas, the police force that Governor Abbott is mobilizing to strengthen the border with Mexico is the National Guard, a military reserve unit that, unlike the regular armed forces, is state-based in nature. In other words, each governor has the authority to summon their state's National Guard to assist security forces in various missions, such as support in natural disasters, riot control, or, as is happening in Texas, reinforcing the border with Mexico to prevent the entry of illegal immigrants. It is important to note that this role is normally assigned to the Border Patrol, a federal agency, not the states. Therefore, this is the origin of the conflict between Texas and Washington, a tension that recently intensified when some other states, also led by Republican governors, endorsed a letter in support of the Texas governor's initiative. In response to the question posed in the video title, could the ongoing dispute lead to an internal armed conflict? In the most extreme scenario, if tensions really spiral out of control, it is possible that isolated clashes could occur in some areas, especially if federal forces receive orders to advance and remove the barriers installed by the Texan government, and if, on the other hand, some more hot-headed commander of the Texas National Guard decides to use force to block this action. However, the likelihood of a civil war akin to the devastating 1861-1865 conflict that resulted in over 500,000 deaths in the United States is, at the very least, very low. This is because the Texas National Guard is aware that acting violently would result in prosecutions at the federal level, subject to severe penalties, especially if they injure or kill federal agents. So far, there is no coalition of states willing to support such a scenario. Therefore, what is happening in Texas, at least for now, represents just a disagreement between the state and federal levels regarding the best approach to dealing with illegal immigration. It may eventually result in more serious confrontments between these forces, but based on the reasons I have highlighted here, I do not believe it will evolve into open conflict, much less into a civil war, as some more alarmist sources are suggesting.